today. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
Takes it at the 7. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. They'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
Back deep is Gunnar Olszewski. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
And that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
The numbers for Johnson in last week's game. 9 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is the #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Back to throw again.
Able to hit his target, Claypool.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 19 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. They're going to look to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, you know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on. That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Flushed to, and he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Now it's right.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
This defense for the Steelers, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on first and second down, because that leaves them third and short, third and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
On first down, right back to Gibson.
And a short gain down to about the 33. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. They'll set up a throw.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Here for J.D. McKissick.
He gets away from one. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Washington with their first trip to the red zone thus far.
They've got a first and 10 at the 11. Now back to throw. Oh, it's caught. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Second and 1 from the 2.
Back to throw here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On the give, this is Harris. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. He'll drop to throw. Complete, it's Johnson. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. They'll set up to throw. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now, this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
2nd quarter here, he has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
So far, just the single catch. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
They just gave up the sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run.
And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football. We witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then running it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the 2nd quarter.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. A handoff for Gibson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
2nd and 11.
The ground with Gibson.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 6. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And Washington going to add on to their lead.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Slide for the PAT.
And that makes it a 9-point game. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
And now out come the Steelers. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
On the delay, here's Harris. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for only a couple. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's brought in by Harris. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away. Tuck it away because you've got to take care of the ball.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Harris has it over the middle. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Second and 3. That is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go, his first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
Boswell for the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play.
So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top.
As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And it's the Patriots leading that one in the second quarter. It's Mac Jones with a touchdown pass there. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Demarcus Robinson, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. And the Steeler offense ready to get going here in this third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now here's a throw that's complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
First possession of the second half now for Washington.
And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow the...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. He's going to field this at the 4. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A short one there to Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a round run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
A carry for Gibson.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
2nd and 9.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
7 yards the pickup there. Working with a 2nd and 3. Here's a give to Gibson.
He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going on the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Could be some contact going on.
They'll go again with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Got his target, Samuel. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They'll run with McKissick. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ballgame, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there. All that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his throw is incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
That's Daron Payne with a sack that time. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted.
Picked off by Jamin Davis.
And this one will be brought back to the 22.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
They'll run with Gibson.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Sly.
From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And this one is right through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and in trouble, and he's taken down. Montez Sweat in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They're going to look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7.
Here's Freiermuth again. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Open target here, Darius Slayton.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
2nd and 6.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Dancing to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 36.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Here we go on the next drive for Washington. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Once more, Gibson.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 24.
And the Steelers are right back in this football game.
That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4, second down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
2nd and 6. He finds his man complete. It's Harris. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Back to throw.
That's to Freiermuth.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the 1st down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
To throw.
Connects with Slayton.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They'll contain him to just 4, second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
That one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. That's one they certainly wish they had back. A loss of 8. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Eluding the pressure right. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. He'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. They got the dramatic score to tie the game here late 4th quarter. Now all eyes resting on the foot of one man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Your brother called me before the game. That's his guy in fantasy. He needs this one badly.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Boswell down to kick it away after the touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now Washington down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. Needing at least 40 yards, you'd have to think, to have a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And he'll be taken down after a gain of 8, and defensively they'll say you can have that. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
And he's got a first down to the 40-yard line, but the clock runs.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Gets this to Gibson.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. They'll look to throw again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Pittsburgh, they move back